Incoming transmission once again. This is Alex from Adventure Corp. This is the second to last day, I believe, for you guys to get home safely back to Earth. We're going to once again today, just like yesterday, be continuing on with the code for the game that we've been making, or in this case, we'll be using that logic to navigate you guys through the asteroid belts and other sectors with space debris, so that the ship doesn't get damaged, and there's no risk of obviously falling to another planet on the way back.
Hello and welcome to day 28 of 30 Days Lost in Space, the sort of penultimate programming day, but there's a quiz at the end, So anyway, today I've wired it up. I couldn't wait any longer. I've wired up the board. I've reloaded the code from the previous day. The first day we were playing around with the OLED display, so I know it's wired in properly and working. As ever, the code is well above my head. I don't understand very much of it. There is some additions to yesterday's, so I'll go through and find those and see if I can understand what's going on. As ever, we've got the library, we set up the screen and everything else. Now, this code hasn't been uploaded to the board yet, obviously, because you can see it's not doing stuff. I will upload it at the end, and we'll see what happens and make sure it works. We've still got the same sorting out the mask and everything else, and all the draw and everything else, and the bitmaps for my ship and the debris. That we did already. Getting masks, new objects. I think this is all the same as it was before. The boxes, the hitbox things, move functions. Yeah, we did all that. This is how the player gets moved. Obviously, the player only gets moved in the Y, up and down. Doesn't go left and right. It's as if it's always going to the right because everything else is moving towards it. Draw box. This is just setting up to draw everything. Draw pixels. Yeah, I think that was there last time. Actually, I remember that bit. Yep. Is hit. We already had all that. Right. Firing. We're setting up auto fire. Basically means it's always firing. If you haven't got a button to press for fire, you can have auto fire on, but we haven't got that on because we've got a fire button, or we will have when I plug it in. But that's setting up how rapidly it will auto fire. The fire delay, depending on fire player plus, that's adding 1 to fire player because you're fired, probably. Then we've got if you're firing, fire none, fire, different things for fire from the different characters. If you've got the upgrades, then it will fire those as well. Object initial functions, set up gadget, we did that. Initial trash. Pixel coordinates within play area, yeah, we did that because that's where things are going to be for walls. New player missile. Set up player is again setting up where the player is going to be for player 2 and player 3 as well, which aren't player 2 and 3, they're just the upgrades to player 1. It's not multiplayer. Trash creation, setting up where the trash is going to be, how many of them they're going to be, if there's a wall, trash, yeah. Right, draw procedure. This is the new stuff. Basically, this is the stuff that's going to send things to the screen. So draw in game. We're setting up how many basically frames per second, which is very low for this because it's not, adding 1 to the object count when we draw an object. Basically setting I to be 0, and then if I is less than the object count, add 1 to it and draw that object, and then it will just loop through that, draw in each object until it's drawn all of the objects, in which case it will stop. So it's all this sort of draw color, draw line, draw font, setting it up to draw the different things. Text for the player points. It's checking to see if there is an output and then doing some drawing things and showing the frames per second on the screen by the looks of it. Void SD draw. This is the one thing that happens. It's preparing, setting everything up, the fonts, colors, height -1, showing space trash. That's like the title. Then in the game, it's drawing in game. and that's it. That's all the game is that one line. But that one line refers to a previous file, which is going to be massive and do everything else. End, and then I end. It's obviously showing game over in 3. It must animate the game over maybe, because it's printed there 3 times. We'll find out when we play the game. Yeah, setting up player points, delayed difficulty, making sure it's a new player. When you start a new game, it doesn't start halfway through, it starts at the beginning. Right, then the game's set up. We are making sure it knows where the screen is, how big the screen is, and doing all that. Game step execution. Right, there we go. Player position is 0 to 255. Well, we need it on the far left, I think, but anyway. Right, so step in game, missile masks. If the position is less than 64, I don't know if that means it scrolls up to down, or if it'll only go up to the top and down to the bottom. It won't go off the edges. Area height. Objects which have left the play area, basically forget about them, make them disappear. Don't need to worry about them if you can't see them. Setting up for fire, adding one because you're fired. Set the difficulty. Obviously, you get more points per level if it's on a higher difficulty, but it's obviously harder as well. Right, so yeah, this is going through initializing, goes through prepare, I prepare, then goes to the game setup. In the game, checks for firing, and then checks for the ending if it's finished. Right, now we've got stuff in the void now. We're beginning, setting up the begin on the library for the screen. Initializing a couple of variables and the height of the screen. Setting the font and the direction of the font because it's going left to right rather than up and down. Then we're doing the draw thing. Every time we go through, we do the first page. If the fire button's pressed, then do different things. If the up button's pressed, do different things. We haven't programmed them in yet. That's for tomorrow. Basically, it's going through and redrawing the page every time until the game is not running anymore. So I shall bring this to the full screen. I shall click the upload button and we'll see what actually happens on the screen itself. Hopefully in focus as well. It's uploading, it's uploading, it's uploading. There we go. Space trash. Stupid reflections. There we go. That's what we have. There we have the graphics of the game. Obviously on the top there we've got something. I don't know what that's showing. I can't see FPS anywhere. And the reflections is not being friendly to my focus. Focus on that. Go on. I want to see it hit something. Obviously we haven't got any buttons, any controls programmed into it as yet, so I can't do anything. But you can see the asteroids are moving in various different directions. It looks like we're approaching the end of that line next to the 1 is getting bigger. Is that getting towards the end of the level or running out of fuel or something? I think I'm going to get hit by that, am I? No, it's going to slip past me. So far, so easy. Yeah, it looks like we're on level 2 now. There we go. Oh, 25 on the right. That must be the frames. Alright, oh look, there's a wall across the bottom. Level 1 didn't have any walls, but whether that was random or not. Is that one there going to come and hit us, or is it going to slip over the top? I want to get hit. It's going to miss us. I want to get hit by something because I want to see what happens. I think that one's going to miss us as well. So far, this is a very easy game. That might. Oh, it just slipped past us. It didn't hit us at all. Well, if this is the game, it's just going to have to stay in the middle and you'll be all right. Oh, well. Right, so far we know it works. It displays things on the screen. There's quite a lot going on the screen, actually. I wasn't expecting there to be that many things, but... yeah, I assume the wall height was obviously randomised, so playing it through again will be different. Look, we've got 3 coming at us together there. but they're probably all just going to slip over the top. Oh, we've got bouncing. Oh, that's the power-up thing. That bounces. That's quite interesting. I like that. That if that randomly hits us, then we'll get an extra gun that we still can't fire, but it's going to miss us. I don't know why the focus is having such a problem. Oh well. There we go. It's working. It's doing things. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be adding controls to it, and then it'll actually be a playable game. So I shall see you tomorrow for more of the same. Oh, it's going to get hit. Look. No, I think the hit collusion might not be working because that would definitely hit us. There we go. Game over. 140, 140. I assume that's the score we got and the high score that there is. And then it starts again. So, yes, it works. It does things. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. I shall be back for the last couple of days very shortly. Well, you know, the next one tomorrow with Ed.
But with that, we have tomorrow, we'll be adding in the controls, luckily just safely before you guys get into any space debris areas, and in a sector or two from now. And then after that, I believe it will be 30 whole days that you have been in space, and you will be hopefully returning home. So let's make sure we get this done tomorrow, get the controls ready ahead of time so that we can obviously get you guys home safely in just a couple days. And we look forward to seeing you. Once again, this has been Alex, and I'm out. I'm going to sign off here.